In these unprecedented times, Pink Elephant Communications is open for business, but we're doing a lot of our work like this teleconferencing, reaching out to clients all over the world. Now, yes, we're doing media training, yes, we're doing presentation skills, but we're speaking to a lot of people about how to communicate during a crisis. And we've got 5 big points to make to help you speak to suppliers, to your colleagues, and to your clients to take you through these very challenging times.
Bill, communication in a crisis is vital. What's your advice on how companies should be going about this?
We've got 5 simple steps in any kind of crisis, and the first is establish the facts. Now, in a crisis like coronavirus, there are lots of opinions around. People think the government has overreacted, or they think they've underreacted. They were too quick, they were too slow to do certain things. But these are opinions. Famously, Donald Trump called it a hoax to begin with. Facts are very important. What has your business decided to do? What are you doing? What are the facts surrounding your business? Once you've got the facts, you've taken step 1.
And when it comes to people working from home or confirmed cases of coronavirus in a business, what should you say?
You must tell your clients what you know. Share with them everything you know. If you like, that's step 2. Separate out the private information from the public information. Now, something like somebody being ill with coronavirus is actually public information. So tell your clients that. Tell them that information as soon as you can, because that is what's going to build trust. But you've got to separate out public from private. For example, what you're doing about paying your staff, for example, that's private information. But just tell your clients, your suppliers, your employees as much as you can early on.
And how much should you be saying?
Well, you should tell them as much as you can. If you like, step 1 is establish the facts. Step 2 is separate public from private. Step 3 is share as much as you can as soon as you can. I've been very impressed by airlines like KLM or a cruise company that contacted us saying, okay, here's the situation, here's as much as we're doing, we're going to tell you all these things that we're doing about it now. Now I'm getting emails from golf club, a tennis club, other things that we're all part of. They've been very good about being proactive, and they're telling us as much as they can, as soon as they can.
Obviously, it's a very difficult time for businesses and people worldwide. How do you strike the balance between being optimistic and being realistic?
Well, some people like to call themselves a realist rather than a pessimist. Others say they're optimistic, but the way I see it is we must do 2 things. Keep our language positive at all times. In other words, tell people what we are doing, what we have done, and what we will do, rather than what we are not doing. Our pink elephants, as we call them. Very important to tell them all these things that we are doing. Secondly, being optimistic is about saying we will reopen as soon as we're allowed to, as soon as is possible, as soon as is practical, or we will, in our case, for example, as a training company, be doing training online, therefore to be contactless. But that is a solution. So offer your clients, your suppliers, your colleagues solutions using positive language and staying optimistic about the future.
Bill, you and I are both journalists with backgrounds in news. Some people obsess over the news, other people ignore it. How important is it, in your view, to keep across what's happening every day?
Generations adapt in different ways. Some younger people I know say they stopped watching the news a long time ago. It's too negative. I would suggest everybody needs to know what's in the news. The government particularly is holding daily conferences to update us. To me, the Scottish and the UK government are doing good jobs on their communication supply to people. The media has to supply that information to us. We need to turn on that supply, know what's happening, and importantly then share that with our clients. Because, for example, I've had emails from Portugal with the golf club I'm involved in there. One day it was saying the clubhouse is closed, but the course is open. The next day, the course is closed because Portugal declared a state of emergency. You only know that if you're watching the news.
And Bill, how will companies be judged on their communication through this crisis?
Well, things go wrong in life, and I call them incidents, but then companies deal with them in their own way, and I call that attitudes. You can have bad incidents, and my goodness, coronavirus is the worst incident I've ever seen happen to the world. But then what's your attitude to it? And if your attitude is exemplary, then what happens is you build your reputation, you allow your clients to understand what you're doing at all times. And out of all this, if you've put health and reputation ahead of success and profits, then to me, you are one of the winners in this terrible situation, because your attitude has been exemplary in times when the incident has been severe.
Bill McFarlan, thank you.
Thank you.